Assalamu alaikum, it's me again. So this video is going to be about, of course, homeschooling. So I received a question asking if homeschooling is something that I always wanted to do. How did I know that I wanted to do it? Right? So it wasn't something I always wanted to do. My husband had pushed me. He was encouraging me at first to do it and everything. So, at that time I was like, whatever, because where we lived at that time was like, it was like in the mountains. It was like, not many people around. And I was just fearful that my children wouldn't have any socialization. And then, I wanted them to be around other kids and stuff like that, right? So it's like, no. What made me really get into it? When I put my children in school, I put my oldest in school, say that. Put him in pre-K and I put him in kindergarten. So the kindergarten year is what made me start homeschooling. That year, as Muslims, introduced myself to everybody, of course. I'm very active. I was very active in my kids, my son's schooling. So his teacher, anything that goes on, I'm there, whatever is happening, principal, they know who I am. So, I wanted the kids in his class also to know about his beliefs and, why he don't eat pork, who Muslims are as well, and I wanted them to understand, or not understand, just, to learn about the Eids and stuff, learn about being Muslim and stuff. So, they know who their classmate is and, they know they're familiarized with Islam and, the child that's in their class, because he was the only Muslim in his class. So he probably was the only Muslim out of the entire school, to be honest. But, yeah, so what happened? Of course, teacher, they gave me a difficult time with that. They made it seem as if I was coming, to teach the kids about terrorism, and, of course, that was shut down, okay? So I just sent something in, gave it to the teacher, what the Eid was, because I believe at this time it was the Eid al-Adha that was going on, and I just sent it in, and I sent in some cupcakes, and I told him this is his celebration and this is what this is, and I just gave it to the teacher. She did whatever she liked with it, as long as I gave it to her. So that teacher in particular, I didn't really care for her. As the year went on, I didn't really care for her. She's like one of those passive teachers. It's like, when a teacher always smiling in your face, but then, they do other things like, with your child or the class or anything, in a messed up way. Like, pretty much like, forget whatever it is that you ask or say. I'm going to do whatever it is that... This alarm again. Okay, I'm up. Okay. Of course, it's Ramadan. My alarm is going off to constantly remind me, that's Mikael, that I need to get myself together. So, yes. So, okay. One of the issues that I had with that teacher was the disrespect. I would constantly ask my son's teacher to not give him pork. Make sure he doesn't have pork, and at this time, wasn't really, I'm not sure, I don't remember. I think I was giving him lunch. I think I was sending him to school with lunches, but then sometimes I wouldn't, because he wouldn't want them. So, yeah, he would want to eat the school lunch sometimes. So I guess after a while, I was like, in the background, getting ready to pray. Okay. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. Okay, I remember now. So yeah, it was a lot of just disrespect going on. I can't remember everything to exactly tell you guys, but it was just like, as far as, my kid don't celebrate the holidays, don't push that on him. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of times that he had to miss a lot of days of school, but then it's like they still did whatever they want before they knew that, oh, the holidays even came. I'm specifically telling you, my child do not celebrate Christmas. My child do not celebrate Thanksgiving. Because if you're going to do these things, send him to another room or whatever. So my son wants to go on this field trip. This is weird for like kindergartners, but this is a field trip that they, do every year. They take the kids to this Chinese restaurant that's on the same block as the school. So my son really wanted to go. He really wanted to go. Everybody was in his class was going to go. He really wanted to go. He's begging me, Mom, please, I want to go. So I let him go. So I have the permission slip, and it has a menu on there. So I chose what I wanted my child to eat off that menu. Of course, shrimp fried rice. Okay. So what did my child, when I went to go pick my child up from school, because I went to go pick him up, I believe I picked him up early this particular day because he had a reaction to where he wasn't feeling good. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? Go pick up my child, right? He had hives all over him. He's itching like crazy. So I'm like, yeah, you okay? What's going on? Why are you so itchy? Mom, I don't know what's going on. I look in his food little container that he brings home, and it was pork fried rice in there. Now, I went off. I didn't cuss nobody out or anything, but it wasn't good, okay? It was not right. That was his last year in school. At that school, I'll say that. But, and particularly it was like the principal, she literally, like, everything had to go through her, which I understood, but she really had like zero to no respect, like at all. Like, she see me coming, she hated me. I honestly can say she was a racist lady. She was very racist, and like, OMG, I can't explain. When you see somebody and they know, you can see it on their face, when you go reach your hand out to shake their hand or something, and they just look at you and they're like, not wanting to, and just dodge you. You say hi to them and they just walk by and they just give you this nasty look. Yeah, she was like that. So anything that I had to say, shot down. Oh, this was another kicker to where I was really pretty much fed up, right? This did it for me. So my son, he took the bus in kindergarten. So he took the bus, and this little boy, mind you, again, he's in kindergarten. He doesn't know much better. So another little boy in kindergarten, he yells out in the bus, who would like this $1? I'm giving this $1 away. Who wants this $1? Of course, my son is like, yeah, I want it. I'll take it. The boy gives him the $1. Takes the $1. Little boy lies and says, my son stole his money. My son stole his $1. So I asked my son. My son told me exactly what happened. Of course, I believe my child. So the little boy made the statement to the principal. The principal is like, Mikael, do these 2 rakats. We're doing Fajr together. Do your 2 rakats. Okay, back to what I was saying, right? So what was I saying? Okay, I remember. So the little boy tells the principal the same thing that I just said, that the little boy has stated that my son stole his money. Come to find out, and the principal, I'm telling the principal what my son had said. So the principal, of course, she's sticking by what the other little boy said. He's a little white boy, sticking by what he's saying, and put that on his record, saying, oh, this has to go on his permanent record, and this will follow him through da 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 da. He will be suspended. And guess what? He didn't go to school on those days that he was supposedly been suspended, because if my child tell me he didn't do something, I know he's not lying to me. A 5-year-old is not gonna lie to me about something that goes on like that. I know my child, he ain't gonna lie to me about it. So that's what happened. He wasn't lying. So come to find out, he wasn't lying like I thought. And the boy's mother called the school and talked to the principal, alhamdulillah, and told the principal that her son was lying. Her son was indeed lying, and that her son gave my son that dollar. She calls me up and she tells me that she's going to remove all of this from him. He doesn't have to serve the detention and da 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 da, or the suspension or whatever, or I think it was in school, the suspension detention thing. I don't know what it is, ISS, I think. So that just rubbed me the wrong way. That school in particular just rubbed me the wrong way. And it just, I actually had him go back again when he was in 2nd grade. That teacher, it was another teacher. She rubbed me the wrong way as well. I forgot, he did go to school in 2nd grade. I almost forget that one. He wasn't in there during the entire year, but yeah, he went back to school in 2nd grade. And then I tried it again for him in 3rd grade. He pulled him out again. So is it something that always? No, it wasn't something always, but he wanted to go back to school and he'll ask me and stuff. So those were trials and errors that occurred. So that's how it happened. But yeah, he ended up getting pulled out. And the 2nd grade teacher, oh my good gracious, she just made it seem like my child was going to be the worst. And the thing is what most dangerous is that teachers who know each other and then who have a student and pass on whatever they think that the student is, and what they pass on be lies. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you meet and know my child's character, the way that they express my child to be is like, no. But it's amazing to me that when we are living here and he's going to school here, his teacher have something completely different to say. Everybody else have something completely different to say other than these particular teachers in this other city that we were living in, group of teachers, except for that 3rd grade teacher in that school. And that's how I found out that they were going spreading lies to the teachers. When his 3rd grade teacher at that time, before I pulled him out again, she said to me, "You're nothing what I heard of. You're nothing what was said to me." That what was told to her, she stated that those were lies. And she says, "You're nothing like Mrs. such and such said you were." I can't say her name on here, my child. So, did I always want to know that I wanted to homeschool? No. Did I always want to do it? No. But I feel like, honestly, it's the best thing for my kids. It's the best thing for my kids. And I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it again, and I'll do it for however long I need to with any of my kids. I would do it. I will homeschool other people's kids if they needed it. If, I'm open to it. So, inshallah, you'll benefit from something that I just said, even though it was like basically a story time, right? But yeah, that was the reasons, some of the reasons to what made me push harder in homeschooling. And other than the fact that I thought that the curriculum was weak. I mean, honestly, when my son would bring home a book and it was like this then, I'm like, what? You could read bigger books than that. Like, for that grade level, no, boo. We need to challenge you. So, there it is. Assalamu alaikum.